Hey Ashley, here's your workout video. So we're going to start it with your warm up here. And that just starts with your arm crosses. So like I said, every move in your warm up you want to do for 30 seconds. I'm not actually going to do that right now just to save time. This is just to show you the technique and give you reminders for each of the moves, just things that you want to pay attention to. And we'll talk about breathing too. So arm crosses are first, and then opposite toe touch. So your feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. You want to keep a soft bend through those knees. And then you're coming down toward the opposite foot, no matter how close you can get. This is really going to warm up your lower back as well as your hamstrings. And then we're going into a Frankenstein march. So this is the opposite arm, opposite leg. Raise here, just warming up through those hip flexors and the shoulders again. Then we've got butt kicks. So just kicking your own butt for 30 seconds. Bringing up the feet up to your bum and warming up through those hamstrings again. Finishing off with your jumping jacks. Landing nice and light on those feet. Really warming up through the shoulders here and the hip abductors through the thighs. You're going to repeat that again one more time, and then we're going to go into circuit one. Circuit one starts with your good mornings. So remember, your feet are a bit hip width apart. You want to make sure you have a bend through the knees the whole time, not too much, just a soft bend. You want to bring your hands behind your head, and then you're going to fold forward with that flat back however far you can until your hamstrings stop you here, and then you're going to slowly come back up, remembering to use those glutes. So breathing out and then breathing in, squeezing. Good mornings. Your second move, jumping jacks. You know what those look like. And then your third move is that wall sit. So finding the wall, just pretend I'm sitting against the wall right here, coming into that squat. This isn't going to be a very good example. I wonder if you can see me over here, sitting back against the wall, making sure that your shoulders are back and your head's back. So yeah, keeping everything against the wall, making sure that your knees aren't coming past your toes, so giving yourself enough distance between your feet and the wall so that you can have that 90-degree angle through your in your sit there, through your knees. So that's circuit one. It says on your sheet how many times, how many either reps or the time length that you're doing things for. So for example, your wall sit's going to be 30 seconds. And then you can do this whole circuit 2 or 3 times before you move on to your arm circuit, which will be next. So you've done that circuit. Now circuit 2 with your arms, going through your sun salutation. I'm going to do this way so you can see. You're going to breathe in and up, and then you're going to take it forward into a swan dive, so flat back, keeping a soft bend through the knees, coming all the way down, and then breathing in, taking it up to that flat back down, jumping or stepping back into your plank, and then slow lower through your chaturanga, keeping the arms pinching the sides, and then coming up into your upward dog. I'm not quite so far, so just a little up dog, and then taking it back into your downward dog. You can jump or step back to the top, coming up through your flat back here, back down, and then bending through the knees to take it all the way back up with your glutes to support you. So you're going to do that 30 times, your 3 sun salutations, and then you'll move on to your IYT raises. You're going to be on your mat for this one. So this is the little tiny movement here where your thumbs are up and your head and neck are staying in the same spot. You're going to slowly bring your arms up and down, up and down, and then take it into a T, up and down, and then all the way back to the top for the eye, working through that for 30 seconds. Sorry about this. I have to plug in my battery. A little oversight. I should have done that at the start. Okay, so I weigh T raises and making sure that you're breathing in as you raise your arms up, breathing out on the way down. Third move here are your crab kicks. So this is just with your hands behind you and a soft bend through your elbows. You're raising your hips up and then kicking out like this. Beautiful. And if that one's not working for you, I think what we'll do instead is, it would be a wrist issue actually. Okay, if that's not working for you, just leave that one out. And in the meantime, I'm just thinking because I want another upper back move, but sometimes it's hard to come up with them without weight. So we'll see if that bothers your wrist first. And then actually, if it does, then why don't you go ahead and put the side plank in there instead. So I'll show you the side plank now. So you're just bending that bottom knee, bringing yourself up with that top leg and holding like so. You want to keep that chest nice and open like that, keeping the hip away from the ground and just holding it there 30 seconds each side. So if the crab kicks bother your wrist at all, and also I didn't mention, you want to keep your fingers spread nice and wide and keep the pressure on the first finger and the thumb, and that'll help your wrists. So it's not necessarily going to bother them, but just being proactive in case it does, then you go into your side planks. And then you're going to do that 2 or 3 times with that arm circuit and move into circuit 3 with your abs, starting with a dead bug. Let's see. We'll do it this way. So this is where you're keeping space under your low back, and then it's slowly extending through your opposite arm and opposite leg, breathing in, and then breathing out to take it back in. 30 seconds, as slow as you can. The next move are your side planks, or if you did that in circuit 2, you're going to go into a new move, which is going to be a bird dog, and that's just an opposite arm, opposite leg hold, looking at the ground, keeping the belly button pulled in, spreading out those fingers nice and wide to protect the wrist, keeping a soft bend through the elbow, and then switching it up after 30 seconds. Last move are your hip raises. So this is just where you're lying on your back, taking the load off here, not getting too comfortable though, bringing your feet toward your bum a little bit, and then slowly raising up and bringing it down, breathing in and squeezing, breathing out to take it down. Like I said, if you ever need a little bit more with this one, you can do a one-legged version, and then you're going to do either 12 reps each side, or you can start with 30 seconds each side. I'm way too comfortable down here. Okay, so that is your workout. You're going to go 2 to 3 times through that circuit too, and then you're going to get into your stretch. So the first one is your line T stretch. Just wanted to see our time. So this is where your arms are in a T position. You're bringing your knees in toward your chest and then letting them fall to one side, looking in the opposite direction. 20 seconds, and then coming over to the other side. 20 seconds. And the next move is your crane pose. I forgot to look into the name of this one, so I'm going to keep calling it a crane pose until I look into it. So this is just where you're bending your knee and then either taking it down here, or you can take it all the way down, stretching out your glute and stretching out your hip flexor, which will be nice after all the sitting that you have to do at work. So 20 seconds one side and then 20 seconds the other. And then we're going into our cat-cow. So on all fours here, you're gonna arch and breathe out. Breathe in to extend, just working out any kinks in that lower back. Beautiful. And then you're going to slowly come into a forward hamstring pull, 20 seconds one side, 20 seconds the other. If you want to widen your stance and come into the middle, you can do that. You can grab your elbows if you want to, keeping a soft bend through your knees. And then you're going to slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. If you want, if it feels like you need the stretch, you can go into your quad stretch here, keeping your knees together. And then you're going to do your door handle back stretch, so finding that thing to grab onto, leaning back, and getting a good stretch through the back of the shoulders and the upper back. And then wall push calf stretch, either finding that wall or not, and pressing that back heel down to the floor, bending your knee. You can push the wall or push the air. 20 seconds each side for those calf muscles. Next is your heart opener or chest opener stretch, just reaching those hands back behind, gently pulling up, or you can go into this one too. This is a nice desk stretch as well. And then last but not least, if you want to stretch out your shoulders, you can do that too, just stretching. Stretching out whatever you want to stretch. If your neck is feeling tight, you can always stretch out your neck. Roll it around the front a couple times too. And obviously balancing out both sides. And if anything else is feeling tight, just let me know, and I can come up with stretches for that too. So that's it. Have fun, good luck, and we'll go through it again next week.